Hello!
Hello!
Thank you for tuning in to this episode of Gallivant with Kris and Tony. We are going to be gallivanting around New Orleans on one of their hop-on, hop-off buses, as well as doing a few other things. So we hope you enjoy. And again, thank you for tuning in. After settling in at the Ritz-Carlton, we decided to head over to the Chartres house for a drink and some hors d'oeuvres, just because we were wanting to get a feel for the area. So we found this place after looking on Google. It sounded pretty good. It was a quiet atmosphere. Yeah, it was nice.
All right, here
decided to have our first drink. Our first cocktails in New Orleans. Got an old fashioned. And thank you. And what is that you have?
The sangria. So I'm gonna have the Sazerac along with Mr. Davenport.
And we are here at the Chartres house, or Chartres house.
Chartres house. Now you gotta get you saying it.
On the corner of there.
Happy anniversary.
Happy anniversary. Got some fried green tomato chips with some, what is that called again? Remoulade sauce. Let's try one of these. Pretty good.
That is very good.
It's very good. All right, we got some chicken jambalaya. Looks pretty tasty. And some grilled shrimp. Shrimp. We got some grilled shrimp. Well, I think we liked it. I think we liked it a lot. Beautiful tree. It is Colonel Sanders. The Colonel! We walked up Bourbon Street for a brief moment, but I think that was enough for both of us.
Yes, very brief. Definitely.
Aquarium of the Americas. That was named after John James Audubon, the naturalist. perished in the Spanish-American Wars of the 1890s. On the right, stop number 9. Anybody upstairs hopping off for 9? Roxy, nobody coming down. Nobody. On the left, the Cancer Survivor Park that was donated by Richard Block from H&R Block Tax Company. Richard Block found out he had a museum of Southern art that used to be the library. Also behind that will be Civil War Museum. We normally go straight, but yet another weekend roadblock in New Orleans, so we're going to be going around the corner. What they have inside the World War II Museum is a Higgins boat. How many of you all saw that movie, Saving Private Ryan, with Tom Hanks? That was the boat that invaded the beaches of Normandy, France, and then the front of that boat dropped down. All the soldiers ran off. That was invented in New Orleans by Andrew Higgins. Look on the right, you're looking at the street itself. Those are cobblestones. Those are also, some of those are set stones. When a boat would come to New Orleans and it was empty, we'd put stones from the bottom of it for ballast. We took those stones and went ahead and placed them on the side of the river when we realized that the merchandise would be the ballast. So we started filling in our streets. So some of those are cobblestones and some of those are set stones. Our original streets were dirt, then they were cobblestone, and later on we paved them. So we are turning right. We're headed right to the World War II Museum, which will be stop number 10. And grab those brochures and show those at the door. That saves $2 per person when you go in. It also gets you buy one, get one free on the World War II dog tag. Look on your left, 4 columns up and down. That's an American townhouse. 4 columns up and down, but the door's always going to be off to one side, never in the center. You'll also see live oak trees in front of us and magnolia trees. The magnolias have the broader leaves, like right here on your right. That's the state flower of Louisiana. You'll see St. Vincent's Orphanage and Asylum right here on the right. Now it's a hotel. What happened was we had a yellow fever epidemic in 1853. That epidemic took the lives of 10,000 New Orleanians. At the time, that was 10% of our population. Margaret Howery, an Irish immigrant, funded 4 orphanages, realizing when you lost 10,000 New Orleanians to yellow fever, the result of that will be many, many orphans. The area on the left is known as the Irish Channel. Many people left Ireland in the 1840s and the 1850s due to the potato famine. There was a black fungus growing all over the potatoes in Ireland, and if you ate the potatoes, it made you very sick and it possibly took your life. The problem was the British were blockading the ports. Anyway, a lot of them moved here to dig the New Basin Canal, which is now stop 5. On the right, you'll see a statue of Sophie Wright. Sophie Wright invented night school in New Orleans as a 15-year-old kid. She did that by inviting adults into her backyard where she was busy teaching them how to read and write. She also opened up the Home for the Incurables, which was a house for younger kids with incurable diseases. Sophie Wright. You'll notice the live oak trees on Louisiana Avenue are larger than on Magazine Street, and that's because they were planted in the 1830s when the Americans purchased the Liverday plantation and built their mansions. So in the next block on the left, look at the third house on the left. That'll have the lights on and the white staircase right in the center. This is called a raised center hall cottage. That is a French-style house. It's a similar cousin to the Creole cottage in the French Quarter. The idea behind that is the roof runs the same way as the street. That house is raised to prevent flooding, and they have a center hallway that goes from those center steps all the way to the back of the house. So this is St. Charles Avenue. Look in the trees on your right. You'll notice the Mardi Gras beads. Our primary Mardi Gras colors are purple, green, and gold. Purple stands for justice, green stands for faith, and gold stands for power. All the way to your right, you'll see Riverwalk. That's one of the best shopping centers in the entire city because it's an outlet mall. Also behind Riverwalk, we have our passenger cruise ship terminal. We're very happy to have our 4 passenger cruise ships back in service. So we're turning left on Julia Street, which means we'll be at the Arts District stop. This is stop number 17, and we'll have 2 coming down. 2. brew was opened up in 1891. This was the Germans brewing lager beer. They brewed their last beer in 1974, turning into a shopping mall instead. We're coming up to the major stop in the... Left is Jackson Square. This used to be called Place des Armes. Place des Armes was our military parade ground. We changed the name in 1856 to Andrew Jackson, Jackson Square. It'll be the man on the horse coming up on our left. We also do have the ironwork right here on your left on the second and third floor. That is called cast iron. That was the newer style of ironwork, where you just cast a mold and pour the hot metal in. That is the first time we used cast iron in the city of New Orleans. You'll see the very famous church coming up on the left here. This is going to be St. Louis Cathedral, named after King Louis IX of France. The buildings to the left is going to be Cabildo. That was your capital, your courthouse, and your jail. The building to the right is identical. That was the religious building, Presbytere. The buildings are identical because that was France saying church and state were equal. On the right, Café du Monde, a great place to get coffee and beignets. And coming up on the left will be Tujacs. That's where the term brunch was invented, right here on your left. It was invented when this was Madame Beignet before 1856. She had a meat breakfast, very popular with the dock workers. She said it's not breakfast, it's not lunch, we'll just call it brunch. We'll have a gold statue about a block in front of us. That's going to be Joan of Arc. Joan of Arc rallied the local troops in Orleans, France in the 1400s actually, when the British were attacking. They were successful defending Orleans, France from the British, but they found Joan guilty of heresy, also called her a witch, and they burned her alive at the stake in 1432. We have a very famous sandwich called the muffalata, which was invented right here on your left. You'll see a red sign saying Central Grocery. That was Salvador Lupo, a Sicilian, with 3 deli meats, 3 deli cheeses, and an olive tapenade salad on top an oversized hamburger bun. I like the muffaladas. Coming up on your left, behind Joan of Arc statue here, look on your left. This is called Market Cafe. Great muffaladas. I think their crawfish etouffee is the best crawfish stew in the city. On the right, stop number 2, French Market. Anybody upstairs hopping off for stop number 2? We'll have at least 1 or 2. French Market today. This is one of the oldest outdoor trading posts in the United States. This is also where the Ursuline nuns lived. You'll see Ursuline Street right in front of us on the left. Take that 2 blocks down to the left. That'll be the Ursuline Convent and Chapel. That's the oldest building in the entire Mississippi River Valley. It was established in 1754. Dollars per person, 45 minutes long. Several people that we talk about on our tour are buried in that cemetery.
Questions, ask them. That's literally why I'm here. I'll check in to see if we have any questions in a moment, but we are passing the oldest active cemetery in the city on the right-hand side, so I guess I should mention St. Louis Cemetery number 1. I said it's the oldest active.
The full loop tour ended back on Canal Street, so we decided to stop into Cafe Beignet and refuel ourselves after a hot time being aboard the top of the bus.
With some coffees and some beignets and...
We are at Cafe Beignet, Muffaletta.
Ice mocha.
All right. Overall, I'd say Cafe Beignet is a good place for beignets. I wouldn't recommend the muffaletta sandwich, but we were hungry, so we just wanted to split that.
Yeah, the beignets were good.
Beignets
So was the
were-
coffee.
Yeah. If you get the chance to go to Cafe du Monde, it's definitely better. Overall, I think the value for the hop-on, hop-off tour is well worth it.
Agreed, yeah. At $46 a person, we got to see a lot of city, heard a lot of history.
A lot of interesting facts that I wouldn't have known had we not taken the tour. So it gives you an opportunity to stop and hop on and hop off as many times as you want in a 24-hour period.
And it took about 2.5 hours to do the full loop as it listed on the map, so good times.
Yeah, so definitely. Thanks again for tuning in. If you like what you saw, please give us a thumbs up. Click on that like button and subscribe
to help us build this channel so we can bring more content like this.
Yes, thank you.